Welcome back, everyone. We're diving into the world of personalized exercise instruction today.
Sounds exciting.
It is, especially with the materials you sent over, the excerpts from that Australian fitness instruction manual.
Yeah.
SISFFIT042 LRFV 1.0, I think it was called.
Yeah, that's the one.
And those case studies.
Oh, yeah, they're interesting.
Yeah, really fascinating stuff. We're going to really break down these resources and try to pull out the most important takeaways.
Definitely. I think there's a lot to unpack there.
It seems like the manual really stresses how important it is to understand your client.
Oh, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
like the foundation of everything.
Yeah, before you even start thinking about designing a workout plan.
Right. You need to get to know them, like inside and out.
So beyond just asking what their favorite exercises are or, what their fitness goals are.
Way beyond that. It's about understanding their medical history,
Mm.
any past injuries they've had, even their cultural background,
Oh, wow.
things you might not immediately think of.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that.
Like, for example, the manual mentions the importance of considering a Muslim client's need for a well-ventilated space
Okay,
because of their conservative clothing.
that makes a lot of sense.
It's all about making sure everyone feels comfortable and respected.
Exactly, creating that safe space.
Right, from the get-go.
So it's not just about the client themselves, though, right?
No, not at all. The environment plays a huge role, too.
The manual talks a lot about prepping the physical environment.
It's crucial.
I guess it's more than just making sure there's enough space to move around.
Oh, definitely. Think about lighting, for instance.
Okay.
The manual goes into how different types of lighting are best for different types of training.
I never really thought about that.
You want bright, energizing lighting for a high-intensity cardio session, but maybe something softer and more calming for a yoga class.
It's all about setting the mood.
Absolutely.
That makes a lot of sense.
And then there's noise.
Oh, yeah, that could be distracting.
Imagine trying to focus on your form during a weightlifting session while there's a Zumba class blasting music next door.
Yeah, that would be good.
So the manual talks a lot about soundproofing and how to schedule things strategically.
I remember they even included a case study about that.
They did. There was an aerobics class happening right next to a weight training session, and the music was so loud.
Oh, no.
The client couldn't hear the trainer's instructions.
Oh,
So
wow.
the trainer had to get creative.
What did they do?
They used soundproof panels to try to block some of the noise,
Interesting.
and even used a microphone so the client could hear them clearly.
Wow, that's dedication.
It is. It shows how important these things are.
Okay, so once you got the environment all set,
Yeah.
are you finally ready to get moving?
Well, not so fast.
Oh,
The manual is big on the pre-session assessment phase.
okay, that makes sense.
It's all about identifying any potential risks or precautions.
You wouldn't want to jump into a workout without knowing if there are any health conditions or injuries to consider?
Exactly. And they actually use the term contraindications in the manual.
Contraindications.
It refers to specific health conditions that might prevent a client from safely participating in certain exercises.
Oh, that sounds pretty serious.
It can be.
Yeah.
So the trainer has to be really thorough.
So how do they figure out if a client has any contraindications?
It involves careful observation,
Right.
watching the client's movements.
Looking for any signs of discomfort?
Exactly. And of course, a thorough verbal screening.
Asking specific questions.
Right, about their medical history, any current aches or pains.
The manual had a case study about this too, right?
Yes.
Hmm.
They talked about a client with a previous knee injury
Oh, right.
and how the trainer had to modify the exercises.
To protect a knee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder that everyone's body is different.
Yeah, and past injuries can have a big impact.
Definitely. So this pre-session screening is all about preventing further injuries.
And making sure the client can exercise safely.
Exactly. Setting them up for success.
So once you've got the green light, so to speak,
Right.
how do you actually go about teaching someone to exercise correctly?
That's where things get really interesting.
Is it as simple as just telling them what to do?
I wish it were that easy.
Huh.
The manual goes into a lot of detail about the different instructional methods.
Right.
They talk about verbal, visual, and tactile approaches.
So some people learn best by listening, others by seeing, and some by actually doing.
Exactly. And a good instructor knows how to adapt to each client's learning style.
So if someone's a visual learner,
You might show them a demonstration or use anatomical diagrams.
and if they're more kinesthetic,
They might need to actually feel the movement, with the instructor guiding them.
it seems like there's a lot of psychology involved in being a personal trainer.
There is. It's not just about the physical stuff.
So what are some of the specific instructional methods the manual recommends?
Well, two that stood out to me were technique, benefit, feel, and tell, show, do.
Okay, those names are pretty self-explanatory.
They are. But let me give you an example. So let's say you're teaching a client how to do a squat.
Okay.
Using the technique benefit feel method, you'd start by explaining the correct technique.
Like keeping your back straight, knees aligned with your toes.
Exactly. Then you'd explain the benefits of proper form, like increased strength and reduced risk of injury. You'd guide the client through the movement so they can actually feel what it's like to do a squat correctly.
So it's about connecting the physical to the intellectual.
Right, and then solidifying it with that feeling of proper form.
I like that.
Tell, show, do is more straightforward.
How so?
You literally tell the client what to do, show them how to do it.
And then have them do it.
Exactly, providing feedback along the way.
Both of those seem really effective.
They are. It's all about making sure the client understands how to exercise safely and effectively.
But even with perfect form, some people might struggle with motivation.
That's true. Motivation is a huge part of it.
So how do you keep clients engaged and excited about their fitness journey?
That's where the art of communication and empathy really comes in. Building that rapport with your client.
The manual calls it a client-centered approach.
Right. It's all about
making that client feel heard and understood.
Yeah, it's about building that rapport and making sure the client feels really listened to.
I imagine active listening plays a big role in that.
Oh, absolutely. Active listening is key. It's not just hearing the words, but really paying attention to their tone, their body language.
Picking up on those nonverbal cues.
Exactly. Sometimes those speak even louder than words.
And it's not just about passively listening, right? You have to engage with what they're saying.
Right. It's about reflecting back what you're hearing, asking clarifying questions, and making sure you're both on the same page.
The manual also talks about the importance of using we statements.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It seems like such a small thing.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it really makes a difference.
It really does. It shifts the dynamic from a hierarchical relationship to more of a partnership.
Instead of, you need to work harder.
It becomes, we can work together to achieve this goal.
It's like you're both on the same team.
Exactly. Working towards a common goal.
I can see how that would be really motivating for the client.
It creates a more supportive environment for sure.
Does the manual mention any other communication strategies?
Yeah, they talk about the importance of asking open-ended questions.
Instead of just yes or no questions?
Right. You want to encourage your client to share their thoughts and feelings.
So instead of, are you feeling sore today?
You might ask, how is your body feeling after yesterday's workout?
That makes sense. It gives them space to really express themselves.
Exactly. And it helps you get a better understanding of their experience.
They also included another case study in this section, right?
Yeah, the one about the client who was feeling self-conscious during a group session.
Oh, right. I remember that.
I think a lot of people can relate to that feeling.
Especially in a group fitness setting?
Yeah, it can be intimidating.
What did the instructor do to help?
Well, they noticed the client was withdrawing and looking uncomfortable. So they pulled them aside and had a private conversation.
That's good. They didn't just ignore it.
No, they acknowledged the client's feelings and let them know it's totally normal to feel that way.
Reassurance is so important.
And they also reminded the client of how much progress they had already made.
That's a good point. It's about focusing on the positives.
Exactly. And emphasizing that everyone's on their own journey.
It's not a competition.
Right. It's about personal growth.
But it's not always about being supportive.
Right.
Sometimes clients need a little tough love.
Haha, that's true.
How do you balance that encouragement with constructive criticism?
That's a great question. And it's something the manual addresses. They talk about framing feedback in a positive and constructive way.
So instead of focusing on what the client is doing wrong,
You highlight what they're doing well and then offer specific suggestions for improvement.
so it's about focusing on progress rather than perfection.
Exactly. And it's important to remember that everyone responds to feedback differently.
Some people need a more direct approach.
While others might need a gentler touch.
It goes back to knowing your client.
It all comes down to that.
Okay, so once you've established that rapport and open communication,
Yeah.
how do you go about keeping your clients motivated over the long haul?
The manual talks about the importance of setting realistic goals.
And celebrating those milestones.
Absolutely. It also suggests incorporating variety into the workouts.
To keep things interesting.
Right, and prevent boredom. They actually had a case study about that.
Oh yeah, the one with the client who hated the treadmill?
That's the one. This client loved weight training, but just couldn't stand the treadmill.
It felt like a chore.
Exactly. So the trainer helped them find alternative cardio options.
Like what?
They ended up finding a local dance class that the client loved.
That's awesome.
It just goes to show that fitness doesn't have to be boring.
It can be fun and social,
Exactly.
but even with all that, sometimes motivation just wanes.
It happens to everyone.
What do you do when your client hits a plateau or starts feeling discouraged.
It's important to be empathetic and patient. Acknowledge those feelings of frustration.
And remind them of how far they've come.
Right. And then work together to find solutions.
Sometimes it's about tweaking the workout plan.
Sometimes it's about setting new goals or just offering support and encouragement.
It seems like personalized exercise instruction is about so much more than just teaching people how to exercise.
It really is. It's about building relationships, understanding human behavior.
And empowering people to take control of their health and well-being.
It's a holistic approach.
The manual really captures that beautifully.
Oh, yes.
But there's another critical aspect we haven't touched on yet.
What's that?
Tracking progress and evaluating the effectiveness of the program.
Oh, yeah, that's crucial.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to drive somewhere, but you don't have a map or GPS.
Exactly. You need to know where you're starting from and where you're headed.
And how you're going to get there.
Right. And that's what this section of the manual is all about. Tracking progress and evaluating how effective the program is.
They talk about different methods for monitoring progress.
Yeah, like ongoing observation.
So the trainer's taking detailed notes during each session.
Exactly. Paying close attention to how the client's doing.
And performance measurement, too.
Using things like heart rate monitors, fitness trackers.
Even just counting reps.
Right. It's all about quantifying that progress.
They also talk about something called formal assessments.
Oh, yeah. Those are more structured evaluations.
That happen at regular intervals.
Like maybe every month or every few months.
What kind of things are included in those?
It could be strength tests, flexibility assessments.
Even body composition analysis.
Right. It's about getting a more complete picture of the client's overall fitness level.
So you can see how it's changing over time.
Exactly.
But with all this data, it must be hard to keep track of everything.
It can be. But the manual suggests using something called an expectation matrix.
Okay, what's that?
It's basically a visual chart that helps you break down the client's goals.
Into smaller steps.
Right. So instead of just saying, I want to lose weight.
We have specific targets.
Like lose 1 inch off my waistline this month. Or be able to run a 5K without stopping.
I like that. It makes it more concrete and achievable.
It also makes it easier to track progress.
Which can be really motivating.
Absolutely. But what happens when the progress isn't what you expected?
How do you adjust the program?
Well, that's where those detailed records come in.
The notes, the measurements, the assessment.
Right. They give you the information you need to make informed modifications.
So it's not just about randomly changing things up.
No, it's about analyzing the data and making targeted adjustments.
The manual talks about different ways to modify a program.
Yeah, like reducing the impact or range of motion.
Changing the speed or number of reps.
You might also introduce new exercises or change the order of things.
To keep things fresh and engaging.
Exactly. They had a good case study about this too.
Oh, yeah. The one where the client hit a plateau with their weight training.
Right. And instead of just pushing them harder, the trainer took a step back.
They analyzed the situation.
And realized the client's form had slipped.
So they focus on correcting the form.
And that helped the client break through the plateau.
Sometimes the smallest adjustments can make a big difference.
They really can.
But all this personalized attention must require a lot of documentation.
It does. But it's important.
It's about being professional.
And respecting the client's privacy.
The manual talks about the legal and ethical considerations, too.
Right. Things like confidentiality and informed consent.
It's about upholding those standards.
Absolutely.
Wow, I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have. This manual is really comprehensive.
It's packed with practical advice and insights.
It really highlights the importance of that client-centered approach.
It's been a fascinating deep dive.
It has. And I hope it's been helpful for everyone listening.
Whether you're a trainer or someone who's just interested in fitness.
Remember, fitness is a journey, and finding the right guidance can make all the difference.
That's a great note to end on. Thanks for joining me today.
It was my pleasure.